just like what I said about Noah Baumbach in my Greenberg review, there's another director that I need to look out for, and that is Mr. Alfonso Cuarón. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another review, and today I will be reviewing Children of Men. Yes, this came out in 2006 and was co-written, and directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who is a director that I'm not too familiar with. Of course, I know the name and I've heard of some of his films. But the only other film I've seen of his is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, of course, because of the big Harry Potter fan that I am. Sirius Black behind me. um, but but yeah, he's done other films like Gravity, Roma, and Y2 Marmotapien. I hope I said that right. But yeah, he's a director I think most like film buffs know, and a lot of them like and stuff. And yeah, anyways, and this also stars Clive Owen, Julia Moore, and Michael Caine. So yeah, okay. So yeah, Children of Men. So I got this a few months back and didn't watch it until a few days ago, and I got this movie because I wanted to watch more of Alfonso Cuarón, because like I said, I've only seen Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and which is my favorite Harry Potter movie, and I think that movie's like almost perfect. So I was like, yeah, I could definitely need to see more of his films because he's a great director. He has to be, since his direction in that movie was really good. And I've heard, I think I've heard mostly good things about him. So I've heard of this movie, Children of Men. I heard that it's one of his best films, but also the movie itself is kind of underrated. But like, you don't really hear people talk about it unless they're talking about Alfonso Cuarón mostly. So I figured I'd check this one out, and after watching it, yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. I don't love it, and I'll explain why. But it's good. I like Harry Potter better, but yeah. Um, Not just saying that as a Harry Potter fan. I just like Prisoner of Azkaban better. As a movie, I even think it is a little bit better, but that's me, of course. Um, but anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna discuss the plot to the best I can about this movie because it's kind of hard to explain. So this is supposed to take place in the year 2027, which we're not there yet. We're almost. um, and in this world, it's really weird. Like, in this world, uh, humans can't reproduce anymore for some reason. Like, I don't know why, but they can't exactly. And it's been like 18 years since the last baby has been born, and the story is about this guy named Theo, who's played by Clive Owen, and he finds this young pregnant woman who's given birth to the first child in 18 years, who's about to give birth, yeah, and he has to save her, help her escape from all this madness, because like ever since then, I guess, I don't know, the whole world has gone to shit. It's like almost World War III basically, and this guy has to help this young woman. Her name's Key, by the way. I don't know who the actress who plays her, but that's why I didn't say her name. But yeah, it's about Theo helping, like I said, about Theo helping this young pregnant woman named Key, escape from all this madness. So from basically World War III. So that's basically this story, which is an interesting story. I will give it that. It's an interesting story, even though it's not much, but it's definitely interesting. So yeah, all right. So yeah, like I said, good movie. Really good movie. Although there is a little bit of flaws to it, and in some ways I can kind of see why it's not like really beloved by a lot of people. Like I don't think a lot of critics liked it very much whenever it came out. It didn't do too well whenever it came out. Like it didn't do too well in the box office and stuff. And I don't think critics really cared for it either whenever it came out. But now I think a lot of people are starting to notice it. But yeah, but I kind of get it because it could be better, but it's still a good movie. It's still a very good movie. And I guess I'll talk about the positives first. All the performances are good. I did not think there was a bad performance in this movie, so it's definitely not the actor's fault that this movie has a little bit of flaws to it. Like Clive Owen, like I said, he plays the lead. He plays the main character, Theo. He is very good. In fact, probably the best performance in the movie. But even though I wouldn't say his performance is like amazing, like I wouldn't say this is like one of the best performances ever. But it is the best performance in the film, I think. And I'm not even too familiar with Clive Owen. The only other Clive Owen movie I've ever seen is Inside Man, the Spike Lee joint, but which came out in the same year. Actually, it came out in 2006, and I need to review that sometime. I was going to review it like a few months back. In fact, I think I might have got that movie the same time I got this, maybe, or around the same time. I don't know, but somewhere around there. And yeah, I liked it, and I liked Clive Owen in that movie. I like him better in this, though. I thought he was even better in this movie. So yeah, he was great. The actress who plays Key, though, the pregnant woman, she was also very good. She's probably the second best performance after Clive Owen, in my opinion. I really liked her. I don't know who the actress is, but she was really good. And Michael Caine was also really good, even though he wasn't in it too much. He was he actually played the comic relief. Kind of weird, but yeah, he played the comic relief in this film, and he was actually pretty funny. Like he wasn't like in a cheesy way funny. Like it wasn't that like his comedy dragged down the movie. No, his comedy actually worked with the movie, and he was funny. I really liked him. I just kind of wish he was in the movie a little bit more, but yeah, I liked Michael Caine in this. Michael Caine's a good actor actually, and even his performance as Alfred in the Dark Knight trilogy, which, to be honest, I'm not a fan of that trilogy. Yes, even the Dark Knights, I'm not a fan of that movie. But I will admit, Michael Caine was actually one of the best actors in the whole trilogy. So yeah, he's a good actor. And Julia Moore, honestly, which this is going into the negatives, but I wasn't a fan of Julia Moore in this movie. I mean, okay, her performance was fine. She wasn't bad. But this definitely isn't the best performance that I've seen anyways. But then again, I haven't seen a whole lot from her. I like her in, of course, The Big Lebowski, which is one of my all-time favorite films. And I liked her in Crazy Stupid Love. She was good in that one. And even the Carrie 2013 remake, which I think some people would disagree, but I liked her even better than what's her name? Piper Laurie in the original. Yes, I know, unpopular opinion. I don't like Piper Laurie in the original Carrie, and I'm not even a fan of the original Carrie, so... But that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to ramble too much about that. But, yeah, point being, I do think Julia Moore is a good actress, but I don't know. It's not like... I mean... I'm not blaming it on her. Like, she did the best she could for this. It's just that her character, I have a problem with her character more than her performance. Like, she just wasn't in it too much. And plus, I didn't think they did a good job. Like, I didn't think they did a great job, like, explaining who she was. I mean, apparently she's supposed to be Theo's ex-wife, and she's like the leader of this. I don't know this group. This, I kind of want to call them a terrorist group. I don't know if that's right. Something like that, though. But that, I don't know. They just didn't really explain the backstory too well of her. I don't know. That's some of the issues I have with it, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, but her performance was decent, so I'll give her that. And let's see. So yeah, performances were good. Directing by Alfonso Cuarón was also very good. And which makes me want to watch more of his films now. Those three other movies, Roma, Gravity, and Y2 Mama Tapien, I want to watch those as well now, which they were already on the list, but now I definitely want to see those movies. And let's see. The music was good. Score was pretty good, even though they played this one song like a lot, which was a good, part of the score, that is. But like, I guess it's the main theme. Maybe it's really good, but they played a lot, and I kind of don't like. It kind of got repetitive, but it's a good song, and yeah. And soundtrack wasn't too bad either. Like, there was a Radiohead song and some others. I know there was a cover of Ruby Tuesday from the Rolling Stones, and I think there was one of Tomorrow Never Knows from the Beatles as well, and some others. Pretty good soundtrack and score. Even though, like I said, that song from the score was kind of a little repetitive, but it was still good. And the biggest positive I can give this movie is the cinematography. The cinematography is the best thing about this movie, and I love the camera work and stuff. It's just so cool. And I guess Alfonso Cuarón, I think what he's like best known for is like his long takes, his one takes that he has in his films, where it's just they're supposed to be like really long and stuff, and there's like some scenes in this movie that it's all just one take, all shot in one take, and it's really impressive. There's one scene in particular too, where I don't want to say too much because it'll spoil, but I'll just say it took place in a car, and I really liked that scene a lot. I thought that was really impressive of how I don't even know how they did that scene, but the camera was it was all in one take, and it was like almost constantly moving in this car, and at the end of the scene, even out of the car, and that was really cool. Yeah, I really liked these one takes. I really liked them, and I think it's probably the best thing about the movie. So yeah, and if that's what Alfonso does, and I definitely need to see more of his films. I don't really remember him doing that at least too much in Prisoner of Azkaban. He might have done it a few times. I can't remember, but yeah, I definitely need to watch more of his films. So, anyways, I guess it's all the positives. Negatives, for one thing, I'll say, I wasn't into the first act of this film. Even though the opening was pretty good, I have to admit, the opening was pretty good, but like, the first act though it was slow. Like, there was like nothing really going on yet in the first act, and I wasn't into it at first. I was not into this movie whenever I was first watching it, and kind of like my last review, She's Gotta Have It. I said the first 10 minutes I wasn't into it, but then but then after that, it picked up immediately, and I liked it a lot. I think really the movie picked up. It might have been at the end of the first act, either the end of the first act or the beginning of the second act. I'm not sure where it was exactly, but it was actually that scene I just said, the scene in the car. That was the scene that made me like this movie. Like once I saw that scene, I was like, wow. All right, I'm in. And ever since that scene, I was like, yeah, I do like this movie now. And second and third acts are really good. And I had to say, this movie has a really good ending as well. I mean, it's kind of going back to the positives, but this movie does have a really good ending. And yeah, it has a bit. Well, okay, the opening was good, but like I said, the first act wasn't great. But the second two acts is good, and the ending is also really good. So yeah. So yeah. Let's see what else. I kind of felt like the writing could have been a little bit better. Honestly, like I said about, they could have explored Julianne Moore's character, better. And they could have explored. They could have explored Michael Caine's character too, but at least his character was interesting, even though we didn't know like too much about his character. We just know that he was a friend of Theo. But he was at least interesting. I didn't really think Julianne Moore's character was interesting, but I did think his character was interesting, and so I don't really have too much flaws with this character. Just that I kind of wish they explored his character a little bit more, but at least he was interesting. But yeah, and I kind of felt like they could have explored Key a little bit more of her backstory, the pregnant woman. But at least the performance by her was good. So that I'm not complaining about that too much. But I don't know. I don't know. I think mostly what I have problems with the story is that they don't explain exactly, or at least I didn't pick up on it, of why there hasn't been a child born in 18 years. Like why humans can't reproduce anymore. If they did explain it, I didn't pick up on it because, for one, I have the worst attention span in the world, so I wasn't really paying attention to it. And also, and this is going into another issue that I have. I'm not a fan of the dialogue too much. Most of it, at least. Some of it was alright, but most of it I just wasn't really that into. So, and it was kind of hard to follow. But what saves this movie is it has an interesting story, even though I'm not really following it too much. But at least it's interesting. At least at least there is stuff going on, and it's making me watch. And the performances, and also the cinematography. That's what I really liked about the movie. That made me want to watch it more. But I kind of just wish that they explained stuff about this film a little more, at least to someone like me who has a really bad attention span. But I guess that's it. I just kind of wish the writing was a little bit better, and also I wish Julianne Moore's character was better also. But that's about it. It's still a decent film. It's actually a really good movie. Of course, it could be better, but it's still really good. And I highly recommend it if you're into like futuristic films, especially, and even war movies a little bit, because there's like some action, like war, like action in this film that's kind of like similar to war films. So yeah, if you like futuristic movies and war movies, I do recommend it. Even though there is a little bit more drama in it, if you're not into drama, little heads up there. But still, I still recommend it. It's a very good film, Children of Men. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a solid film. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it its grade, I guess. Just give me a minute. Let me find it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give Children of Men a B minus. I'm sorry it couldn't be higher. You know, I just didn't love it, but it was still a good film at least. And B means good. So, some of these other movies I gave a B to, like She's Gotta Have It, Greenberg, Ghost World, I like better. So, uh, yeah, Children of Men got a B minus, but it's still a good rating. So Children of Men B minus. All right, well there we go. There's my review for Children of Men. So in the comments, have you seen? Tell me, have you seen Children of Men? Have you not? Also, what's your favorite Alfonso Cuarón film? For me right now, it's still Prisoner of Azkaban. I still like that movie better than this. Also, because I did like Clive Owen in this film, I thought his performance was good. Do you have any recommendations for other Clive Owen films? The only one I've ever seen is Inside Man. But if there's any other Clive Owen films that are that are good or whatever, or he gives a good performance in, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. So yeah. So please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. And I'll see you next time. Okay. Peace.